Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the DeHart House podcast. My name is Alicia. We are once again in my craft room on a sunny Sunday here in West Texas. Yes, did I say my name is Alicia? This is like take 7. Yeah, my name's Alicia. You can find me on social media. You can find me on Instagram as Read, Knit, Run, and you can find me on Ravelry as AlittyKnitsToo. Do you guys consider Ravelry to be social media, since it has a social component to it, you know, with the forums and the groups and things and messaging? Or would you consider it to be more of an online pattern database? I don't know. I guess it depends on what you use it for the most. Since I mostly use it to find patterns, I also use it to keep track of the things that I knit. So it's also like a journal to keep track of my knitting. But then there's also the social component. It's insane. If you don't use Ravelry, you should at least give it a shot. Check it out. If anything, use it to find patterns, because it's an amazing database of patterns that are free and paid for, with support, without support. Like, it's insane, and it grows every day because people post more and more patterns all the time, so I love it. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, I do keep track of the things that I knit on Ravelry, so I do have that up there with pictures and notes and the yarn that I used and the needle sizes and stuff like that. So if you're ever wanting more details about the things that I talk about, you can always find them over on Ravelry in my project page. And then I also have a shop on Etsy called DeHart House Creations. Again, that's hosted on Etsy. You can also follow the shop on social media. On Instagram, the account is DeHart House, and I do post announcements of new bags and yarn and patterns on Instagram, so you can get updates there. Okay, so yeah, it is Sunday, September 30th. Yeah, it's the 30th. It's the last day of September. Wow, October's tomorrow. So, it is officially the fall season. Yes, my air conditioner is running. Yeah, I'm in Texas, and all this week we are going to have high temperatures in the 80s, which is still warm to me. So we have had some cooler days, like Wednesday this past week. It was a high temperature of like 68 degrees, which was so beautiful. I mean, it was a perfect fall day weather-wise. Now, for our student athletes who play sports outside, like baseball and softball, their games got canceled that day because it was rainy and cold. But for people like me who enjoy watching such weather from inside and having windows open in the house instead of running an air conditioner, I loved it. So yeah, highs in the 80s this week. I want real fall weather, but I'll complain now, and then when it gets cold, I'll get sick of the cold, and then I'll want the heat, and then the heat will come, and then I'll get too hot, and then, you know, and we just repeat the cycle. So I'm enjoying a glass of wine this afternoon in my craft room, setting my wine way over there so I don't accidentally spill it, because that would be tragic in a couple of ways, because this table is covered in stuff. So let's let's get into it here. So my week has been busy, always busy during the semester. I do teach for a living, and I do teach mathematics, so there's always stuff to be graded and assigned and graded, and the cycle is never complete, so yes, I'm always busy with that, answering questions and whatnot. So not a lot of knitting was done this week. I say that, and then when I start talking about it, I'm going to realize I still got a lot of knitting done. So yeah, I am currently working on a sock, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But first, I should mention the knit along that's going on right now for the fall season, which is, my yarn is all twisted, so I'm gonna just dangle this to try to untwist the yarn because it's really annoying me. So, yes, we have a knit along going on. All the shawls of fall knit along started on the 22nd of September and is running until December 31st. So last weekend we had a live episode, which I'm not counting in the episode numbers because it wasn't a usual episode. All I talked about were shawls and the knit along. But yeah, we had a cast on party on Saturday, and remember that whips count. So even if you started your shawl early, or if you have a languishing work in progress you want to bring out and work on, totally encouraged. Yeah, so that knit along is currently going on. I do have some threads up in the Ravelry group, so DeHart House Podcast, search that under groups on Ravelry. You'll find it there. Go ahead and click join because you must be a member of the group to win any prizes, and I do have prizes. Yay! So for this knit along, we've got a bag and a skein of yarn so far as prizes, and that bag will come out of my shop and the skein of yarn will come out of my shop. So yes, I'm going to leave that kind of open-ended for now until we get closer to the end of the knit along, and then can actually talk about fabric and colors and stuff. So yes, if you would like to be eligible to win a project bag or a skein of yarn, all you need to do is finish a shawl, any shawl, out of any yarn, any size, and then post that picture in the finished objects thread in the Ravelry group, and I will randomly draw winners at the end of the knit along. So everyone gets assigned a post number when you post, and I just go to random.org, say between this number and that number, and it randomly chooses a winner for us. So you can get bonus entries if you knit one of my patterns. That'll get you a bonus entry, or if you use any of my yarn, that gets you a bonus entry, even if you use just a little bit. I know I've sold quite a few mini skeins, and so even if you use part of a mini skein in your shawl, if you use any of my yarn anywhere in your shawl, bonus entry. So you could potentially get up to 3 entries. One for just finishing a shawl. You get a second entry if it's one of my patterns, and then a third entry if you use some of my yarn. Yeah, so you could triple your chances of winning by doing that. Now, I do have several patterns up in DeHart House Designs on Ravelry. One of those shawl patterns is free, so those of you knitting on a budget can also take advantage of bonus entries. Yay! Okay, so we've talked about the knit along. So I think next what I'll talk about is my finished object for today that I'm wearing. Not the t-shirt. This shawl scarf thing. So it's finished. All the ends are woven in, It needs a good blocking though. So I haven't blocked it yet. I finished it yesterday, but I knew I was going to record today. And if I had blocked it last night, it would probably still be wet this morning, and I wanted to be able to show it to you guys. So please keep in mind, this has not been blocked yet, so it might look a little uneven, but blocking will certainly take care of that. And when I block my knitted objects, I soak them in water, and then I lay them out flat to dry, and I lay them on the floor here in the craft room, and I turn the ceiling fan on, and I shut the door so that our dog doesn't come in here and walk all over it, and I just leave it in here to dry on its own. So this is, I'm going to call this, I just decided this, I'm thinking I'm going to call it Walk in the Park. Walk in the Park. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be wearing this a lot while walking Marjorie, our dog. And it just makes me very happy to think about walking my dog. And there's that phrase, like, it's like a walk in the park, where it's like easy, you know? So, the pattern is pretty easy. There goes my hair. Phew. So, it is a 3-color shawl. Can I call it a shawl? Let me show it to you guys. Okay, so it starts out, I love that the cast on is so small. You cast on an extremely small amount of stitches, and you increase while striping, and then you change the size of your stripes, and you change the size of your stripes, and then you stop increasing, and then we switch patterns to have some, let me get a little closer, to have some texture. And then we switch colors all together. So here's our 3rd color, to do yet a different pattern. And then we repeat the same texture in the same color on the other side. Yep, and then the stripes, and then decrease out. And I love it. I love it so much. So it's very much like a scarf with pointy ends. Yeah, see, it needs to be blocked because this end is still wanting to curl a little bit. But anyway, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So let me put this on. So you can see it is definitely long enough to wrap around your neck without choking you. Now see, I have allergies and I have extremely sensitive skin. So I'm already red around my neck because I've been touching it so much. Anyway. So it's long enough to wrap around once around your neck, and there's still room here. And then you have the tails hanging down. Let me just show you. Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay, and I really love that the tails are different. They point at different angles. Like the rate of increase is different than the rate of decrease. So it gives this, it's got this asymmetric effect on the ends while everything else stays the same. I just love it. I love it so much. But this needs to be blocked because my edges look kind of wavy here. So I just need to give this a good block. But yeah, I'm debating. I was kind of thinking, I don't think I'm going to, but could you imagine like tassels or pom-poms hanging from the end? I think it would look kind of cool. But I'm just going to keep it real simple. But yeah, 3-color shawl. So the main color here, this beautiful light burgundy. Yeah. This is Leading Men Fiber Arts. This is all I have left. So I used a full skein of this. Leading Men Fiber Arts in the Showstopper base in the Gothic Queen colorway, which is just gorgeous. I love, love, love it. Excuse me. Yeah, so I used a full 100-gram fingering weight skein of that. The color that is striped with it was this beautiful solid Cascade Yarns, Cascade Heritage, and I finally found the tag, you guys. Yes, Cascade Heritage, and the colorway number is 5681. And when I looked it up on Ravelry, it said the colorway name is Limestone. So it's like this, it's like a creamy gray. And it's beautifully solid, so it went really well with this slightly tonal Gothic Queen. It's beautiful. And then the third color in the middle is Lone Star Arts Vintage Photograph, and this is on their Armadillo base. So these are all 75% merino, 25% nylon. Yep. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. And I still have a lot of this left. So I will do something with this. I have like, I wrote it down. I have 72 grams left of this. So I still have a very, very large amount. I could make a pair of socks. I could do another shawl with this and another color or two other colors. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, I just finished this yesterday, so I'm going to finish typing up the pattern, and then what'll be the most time consuming is getting pictures taken. And then once all of that is done, this pattern will be released onto Ravelry. So I will have another shawl slash scarf pattern coming. So I will say for the shawl knit along, scarves count as well. It doesn't have to be a shawl. It doesn't have to be any particular shape. You could make a cowl and that would count as well. Just basically things for your neck. Yeah. So I finished this and I love it so much. And that is my only finished object. I do have a half finished object. No, this was not finished last time. No. I was almost finished. I have a sock that is finished, ends woven in, and earlier you saw me working on the second sock. So this is a gift knit. This is going to be a Christmas present for someone in my family. It is a very sparkly yarn. I think that looks so cool. This is my first sparkly yarn. Yeah. I don't know why, but I was like, sparkle, Like, it wasn't something that I felt like I had to have. But now working with it, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually pretty cool. So, yeah, that's neat. Where did I put the tag? I don't know where I put the tag. I will find it somewhere. But yes, I'm carrying this project around in one of my Star Wars bags. And I have a pin on here from one of the video games that I play called Guild Wars 2. This is a commander tag. If you don't play the game, don't worry about it. If you do, you'll think it's cute. Anyway, yes, so I think last time I was in the toe decreases, so I was pretty darn close to finishing this, and yeah, I did. And then I immediately started the second sock. And so I'm working on that. My other sock whip has seen no love at all. It's just been sitting over there. I figure since this pair is closer to being finished, I'm going to focus on this pair, finish it, and then put my effort into the other gift knit. So that's what's happening there. But yeah, I know this is a Barocco yarn. It's Barocco metallic. No idea what the colorway is. I got it on sale when our local yarn shop was closing and they put everything on discount. So, yep. That is that I am working on. Yes, what else am I working on? Oh my god, all the yarn. Oh god, I can't wait to show you guys these. Okay, I just put everything on top of the next thing that I want to show you. I'm so smart. Okay, let me just bring all this back over here. So, I finally gave my dad his sweater. They came over yesterday, my parents, and we had a really nice time. Michael, my husband, fixed Dad's computer. Fingers crossed that that was the only thing wrong with it and it's fixed. So that was super awesome. So while Michael was working on Dad's computer, Mom and I were chatting, and we took a nice training opportunity with Marjorie. Marjorie is our 2-year-old black Labrador, and she is well behaved at home when it's just Michael and I, but is a tornado of fur whenever visitors are around. She just gets so excited and wants to jump on everyone and wants to play with everyone. So we took a nice training opportunity to work on sitting and not jumping on everyone, and I think it went really well. So we're just going to have to do that more often. But anyway, I finally gave Dad his sweater, which was super awesome. I, again, hope it gets cooler so that he can wear it and enjoy it. It is a very warm sweater, which is nice. So, since his sweater is done, it is now out of my house and in his closet. I am working on my sweater. So I am knitting, this pattern is called Polly by Isabel Kramer. It is a free pattern available on Ravelry. It is a cardigan pattern, so it is knit flat. So you go back and forth in rows. It is not knit in the round. I did finish the body, and since I've seen you guys last, I finished one of the sleeves, and I cast on the second one. Yay, just started it. Yep. So that's good. I have progress keepers on here, marking all of my decreases so that I can, marking all my decreases so that I can replicate those on the second sleeve. And yes, I did decide to go with the garter edge instead of ribbing to match the garter edge on the bottom of the cardigan. But I am seeing that it looks like it's flaring out at the end, which I don't like. I don't want that. So I just need to keep that in mind when I am blocking this sweater that I don't want the edge all stretched out. So yes, we'll just ball that up. Anyway, no, I bound off loosely, and maybe I bound off too loosely, and so it looks like it's flaring out. Anyway, I have not woven in any of my ends because, now again, this is a free pattern on Ravelry. You work 2 rows in your striping color, 10 in the main color. I am not carrying this white down the side. I'm cutting it and then joining a new, and then cutting it and then joining a new. So yeah, I have a lot of ends. A lot of ends. So I'm thinking sometime soon, definitely before I start the collar, I will be weaving in ends. So yeah. Anyway, yes, one sleeve is done, the other one is started, so we're getting there. I am noticing though that the sleeve is a little tighter. Not just a little. It is tighter than I wanted it to be, which is unfortunate. It is like it's tighter than this t-shirt sleeve. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can just block that out. Not like block it out of my memory, but like stretch it out after I've washed it. So the yarn that I'm using for that is Cloudborn Merino sock yarn. So this is a merino nylon blend from Kraft Sale. This color is Shayla Heather, and the color I'm using for the stripes is Holiday Yarns, and the colorway is Vanilla. Yep, so that is that. Okay. And then I have another big project here. We have a year-long knit-along going on in the Ravelry group. A couple of them all about knitting blankets. I have one thread for adult-sized blankets and another thread for baby blankets. So if you finish any blanket at all during the year, go ahead and pop your picture in the appropriate thread. If it is a baby blanket, please put it in the cozy crib make along, and if it's an adult-sized blanket, put it in the cozy couch make along. And those are make alongs, so you can knit, crochet, sew, weave, whatever. Any craft. Yeah. Okay, so I put some squares on my blanket, so let's see if I can show that to you in an easy way. So I hit 100 squares. Yay, I hit 100 squares. Oh my gosh, yay. We got 100 subscribers and I hit 100 squares, and then I put on a few more. So I'm at 103. But yeah, this is a mitered square blanket, and I'm knitting it from the center out, and I've marked the center. Here we go, that X right there, with a progress keeper. So it is mitered, so you get this nice mitered edge here down the diagonal, and I'm knitting it out of only 3 colors. We have white, soft gray mix, and charcoal. The white and charcoal are Red Heart, while the soft gray mix is Karen. So it's 100% acrylic. This blanket is going to be very sturdy and last a long time. At least that's the idea. Yes, so I've hit the 10 by 10 mark, and then like I said, I put 3 more on here. So I'm at 103 squares, and I'm really excited. Yeah, it covers my lap right now. It's a very nice lap-size blanket, and so as it gets cooler, I'm looking forward to working on this because it is now big enough that it will cover my legs at least while I am knitting on it, which makes me very happy. And yeah, I have no idea how big I want to make this. I just know I want it to be very large. So I'm just going to keep going until I feel like it's the size that I want. And then since I am doing it from the center out, I could always add more later if I decide, oh, it's not quite big enough. I could always add another, either full round all the way around, or just add squares on a couple sides or something. But yeah, that is going really well. I love it. And oh yeah, that's it for works in progress. So socks and sweater and blanket. Yes, because I finished this. Yes. Okay. Excuse me. So since we're doing a shawl knit along, I do feel like I should cast on another shawl here soon to try to get another shawl done during our knit along. I just don't know what shawl I want to cast on. So I wanted to show you guys some yarn that I pulled off from my shelves. And oh my gosh, these colors, you guys. Oh my gosh. I really want to make a shawl out of this. Look at this rainbow color explosion that is happening right here. So this is yarn by Gritty Knits. And I'm not sure what the nom is, but there is a bite taken out of the M. I was trying to think of why it might be called that. But anyway, this is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and this is 500 yards. Yeah, I picked this up at DFW Fiberfest. Oh my gosh, I know. So I really want to use this in a shawl, and I really want to pick a pattern where these colors are going to just, I mean, first of all, 500 yards. This in total was like 700 yards. So this is like a shawl right here. So yeah, I'm just not sure if I want to do just this one skein or if I want to get something to go with it. Like, I'm sure I'm going to have some of this left over from my cardigan. I'm sure that I'm not going to use the rest of this to stripe that other sleeve. So maybe something like that to go with it. Yeah, that goes okay with the creamy bits there. I don't know. Does it need it? Like if I add little stripes of this in there to make this really pop out? Or should it be like a... Or should I just do it by itself? I don't know. Anyway, I'm really excited to use this. I'm looking for something bright and happy and colorful, and this just, I saw it on the shelf and I was like, I have to knit you because it's so gorgeous. Let me just show you guys. If I take it out of its, there it is without the tag. Oh my gosh. I have knit with Gritty Knits yarn before, not this base, but I made a pair of socks for my mother-in-law. It's gorgeous. It's just, they do such a wonderful job, and it's good quality yarn. I mean, just look at that. Oh. Yeah. So there is a lot of blue, and I love this blue. Look at my eyes. Yep, I love this blue, and just the blending of the colors. I love it. So, and there's 500 yards. Like I said, there's a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily need a second skein. What do you guys think? What is your opinion? Do you think I should just do a shawl in just this yarn? Or do you think I should contrast it with, not contrast it, but throw in a second skein of some kind of solid color just to give this something extra? I don't know. I don't know. Because if I do it in the one skein, then what kind of pattern am I going to do? Because there's like the boomerang shawl is good for a one skein. I mean, this is designed to stripe, so you would need a second color at least. I should say that about this pattern that because of the yardages, you really could do the shawl in two colors. Where I have this cream, I could have used that cream here in the middle, but I really wanted to use my vintage photograph, so I did. But anyway, here's my random thought section. I love this, and now I'm just trying to rack my brain to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be a shawl, I just don't know what kind. So, yeah. So speaking of yarn and things, I have, okay, so here is my pile of shawls that I've already knit and finished, and that's where I store them. I've decided to not hang my sweaters anymore because they're kind of, I have my faded sweater over there, which is in black and gray, and it's been on the hanger all summer long, just hanging and hanging. I think it kind of stretched out a little bit, so I think I'm going to start folding my sweaters instead of hanging them. So now I'm going to put those over there. But, yeah, so my shawls are purple, blue-green, and gray. And I've got that one pink shawl in that, well, now two pink-ish colors. So I'm kind of thinking, you know what, I need a shawl that's like a golden, orangey type of color, like this. Yeah. So this is a skein of my pumpkin ale with extra pumpkin. Yeah, I put a little too much orange in this one. So this is my pumpkin ale with extra pumpkin. So it is darker than my usual pumpkin ale. So this is kind of an oopsie skein. So I'm hanging on to it because I feel like, you know what? Yeah. I mean, look at those colors over there. I don't have any bright, right? So I'm kind of thinking of pairing this up with a nice creamy color. And, I mean, this is, yeah, I would call this cream. Vanilla. But, yeah, I think that would make a really nice combination. So it's bright and cheery and happy. Again, I was looking for bright, cheery, happy colors. So, yeah. Oh. So, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm either going to do this by itself or with something. I don't know what that something would be. Not black. Not black. Or, I'm going to do this and dye up a nice creamy skein to go with it. And do something with striping. Okay. That's my plan. So, there was a sale on Kraft Sale, you guys. I'm really digging Kraft Sale. Kraft Sale and Knit Picks are really nice places to get affordable yarn. Now, so I ordered a couple of sweater quantities. I got 2 sweater quantities of yarn, one for myself and one for Michael, and they're both worsted weight. So I'll just grab a couple skeins here, or really just one would be fine. So for Michael, we got Highland worsted, which is 100% fine Highland wool. Excuse me, so no nylon, it's just wool. And the color is charcoal heather. So the previous sweater I made for Michael was a beautiful navy blue, very similar to this. So he will now get a nice charcoal heather sweater. And I think I'm going to make him the Ranger, which I just finished for my dad, but he really liked it, so yeah, I'm gonna knit it again. I'm totally gonna knit it again. Dad's is in light gray, Michael's will be in dark gray, so we'll see how that goes. But I got a whole sweater quantity. And then for me, so I previously made myself a black and gray sweater. And so now I'm going to make myself a blue sweater. Yeah, so he has blue and he will now get gray. I have gray and I will now get blue. So now we can coordinate and match. So this is, again, Highland worsted, 100% fine Highland wool. Same base, just in the navy colorway. And I plan on making the Andrea Mowry pattern. I think it's called the Weekender. It's a pullover with that center slip stitch spine going down the middle. Anyway, it's a nice loose pullover, and I just, oh yeah. So I want that in this navy. I was totally inspired by Tracy of the Grocery Girls wearing hers in a gorgeous blue color, and I really want that for myself. So I got a sweater quantity of that, and of course I took advantage of their sale, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. So those will go on the shelf at some point. They're still sitting here in their box. Oh my gosh. Okay, all the knits. I'm so excited. So I do have one new thing going up in the shop this weekend. After I finish recording, I will post pictures. I dyed up a new colorway. I should have grabbed my other ones. Anyway, new colorway. Are you ready? I love it so much. Oh yeah, baby. This is green. Hello viewers, meet green. No. I'm calling this Wicked Always Wins because I've been watching a lot of Once Upon a Time, and Zelina, the Wicked Witch of the West, is hilarious, and she is wicked, and she says wicked always wins. So I was inspired to dye this up. I wanted, again, more bright colors, but still sticking with the Halloween theme, if you will. So if I untwist this, I'm showing you a mini skein. That's all I have right now. So it goes from this super bright green into this nice medium green, and then into black. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So it will, I don't want to say, well, it depends on what you're knitting. It is not speckled. Okay, so it's like solid this, solid this, solid this. What kind of tonal? I made the black kind of tonal because I didn't want it to be like black. I wanted it to be more about the green than the black. But anyway, if you're knitting like socks, something with a small circumference, then it will give you like these micro stripes. If you're knitting like a sweater, something with a larger circumference, or back and forth flat, then it'll be, oh, I lost my twist, then it'll be more variegated. So it is not speckled, it is dyed in sections. So yes, yeah, I just think it's really cool. So Wicked Always Wins if you're looking for a little more green in your life. My other holiday colors are Pumpkin Ale, Pumpkin Spice Latte, and then I have a self-striping Halloween yarn, which is orange, black, and white. So self-striping is really fun. I love it. I have a pair of socks that I cast on of self-striping, and other than these, and I really want to work on those now. But yeah, so Wicked Always Wins is going up in the shop this weekend, so get yours while you still can. I am still accompanying any fall orders, so if you order anything fall related from my shop, including Halloween items, I will be including a little free gift, which is a Halloween themed stitch marker. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So that leads me to the last item of this podcast, which is the winner of our giveaway. So on the last episode, the last true episode, we had finally reached 100 subscribers, and I asked you guys to comment on that episode for a prize. So let's give away that prize. So as a reminder, the prize is a bag, which is fall themed, with the cute little fall critters. I love it. And polka dots, which you can't see. Yeah, they're really tiny on the inside. So the winner is Amy. And your last name starts with an R. I'll put your name on the screen. So Amy commented on the last episode. So I asked you guys, what is your favorite fall time activity? And Amy's reply was, congratulations on reaching 100 subscribers. Thank you. But more importantly, thank you, because without you guys, I couldn't have done it. She says, I'm down in New Zealand, which is awesome, and I've always wanted to go there. So we've just started spring. You know, I honestly forgot that there's like a whole other hemisphere to this earth. And yeah, so you guys are starting spring. And she says, ugh, warmer weather. I couldn't agree more. But autumn for me is about homemade soup and lots of reading when I'm not knitting, of course. It's all about embracing the cozy feeling. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Our very first cool day that we had, I made a pot of soup. So I am with you, girl. Amy, we are kindred spirits. So Amy, please send me an email. That way we're not sharing your address with the rest of the world. Send me an email at DeHartAlley@gmail.com. Put it down here on the screen. Amy, please send me an email with your address. Okay? I already know your name. Amy R. something. And so if you could email me your address and tell me, would you prefer to have a zipper or snaps on your bag? And what I will do is add that closure and then send this to you as your prize for the 100 subscriber giveaway. And when we reach our next milestone, I will have another giveaway, which will probably be at the 200 mark. I just learned how to sign hundreds, so 200. Okay. Yes. Yay for prizes! Okay. Awkward, because I don't know what I'm doing next. That's it, you guys. That is everything. That is this whole episode. Lots of knitting, dyeing yarn, which I'm absolutely loving doing. So yeah. Knit all the shawls of fall, even if you're experiencing spring. See you guys next time. Bye!